How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys can tell by the title of the video here, we're going to be talking about everything Moo Deng coin. At this point, I'm sure if you're clicking on the video, you guys have heard what Moo Deng is. If you are familiar with the meme coin space, you know what Moo Deng is. Initially, when it launched, it literally took the crypto market by storm. It was headlining everywhere. But obviously, we came out of, a major retracement for the crypto markets. But recently, as the market started heating up, obviously a lot of projects are heating up as well. But Moo Deng has caught a lot of attention based off of the crazy price action that we're seeing. Anyone that was accumulating Moo Deng prior to this mega move, I'm sure are literally just shaken at this point. So if you're one of them, I want you guys to know, because of course, during times like this, you think locking in profits is something that you'll never do, but you want to lock in profits because at the end of the day, ask yourself, isn't that what you're here for? Take some profits off the table. I cannot stress this enough because of course there's other people involved as well. Just because you're not locking in profits doesn't mean other people won't lock in profit. And sometimes those other people, quote unquote, are big whales, and that can cause a snowball effect. But at the end of the day, just a quick reminder, but you guys do what works for you. Obviously, Moo Deng is not in the top 100 coins. We need to go into the top 201 to 300 to see it. And I don't know where it went. It should be here somewhere. Let's actually, maybe it went up to the top 200, is it? Yeah, there it is. It's up 20.7%, guys. 20.7%. That's not the most exciting thing. Day by day, this thing is going up. It's the top gainer in the top, 200 to 300 coins. You can see this for yourself. It's up 600% over the past 1 week. This has gotten anyone that knows the meme coins, that knows the popular ones, are obviously paying very close attention to the meme coins, are talking about Moo Deng. What's really causing this? I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you guys as to what I think. And of course, on the monthly time frame, a staggering 844%. I am actually at a loss of words. Anyone that caught this, I just want to give you guys a big shout out because you guys deserve this. Because let's face it, around times where this was at its bottom, no one really wanted to touch anything, let alone Moo Deng. So looking at the price, it's 25 cents right now, up 23% in Bitcoin and USD. Comparative, it's just at this point continuing to go up. Valuation at $252 million in the 24-hour trading volume. Look at the comparison. Valuation is 252.5 million, but the 24-hour trading volume on this thing is at a staggering $1.1 billion. Before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So what is Moo Deng? Let's begin with that. Moo Deng, of course, is a meme coin based off of, a hippo that was born last year. And pretty much once that went viral, this coin launched, got listed on Coinbase. Can you guys believe it? Again, let's kind of take a look at, the different markets it's listed on, Gate.io, OKX, Coinbase, a huge centralized exchange. Of course, it's still missing Binance, but the questions are, whether or not Binance is going to come list this, because, a lot of rumors are flying around because, based off of this price action, are they really going to come and launch that? If so, I think it could hit an all-time high. If Binance comes on board, because let's face it, in this specific market, a $252 million market valuation is still quite slim. Again, I own absolutely zero Moo Deng. I'm just making a, price analysis, giving you guys my honest personal prediction. At the end of the day, you guys do what works for you, but if you still want exposure, you need to understand this coin has pumped up a lot. Obviously, that doesn't mean it's slowing down anytime soon, but you need to do your due diligence, research, and invest what you can afford to lose. Let's say you are aware of that it's still up and you still want to get some exposure. Always invest where you can afford to lose, and understand that this is a meme coin. This has zero utility. It's just going based off of the demand factor, the hype factor around it. Looking at the total meme coin market, as far as the market valuation is concerned, it's at 77.5 billion. But Moo Deng is picking up traction really fast here. Like I said, it has shaken the meme coin space. You can see 573%. No project comes close to it right now in terms of the gains. So are we going to see other runners like this? I personally think so, but yeah, let's take a look further and see what's happening. So in terms of holder count, only 75,000 holders. That's nothing. It's nothing in the grand scheme of things. So that's that. Obviously, that's something I wanted to point out to you guys. As of now, obviously, dominance continues to fall down right now. I don't really think, there are outliers sometimes that outpace the broader market. Moo Deng seems to be the one right now. But, dominance is continuing to fall down in the grand scheme of things. That's really good. BTC, on the other hand, did see a shakeout earlier this morning. Let's give it a refresh live, but has been recovering ever since. And if we're able to, get back above $103,000 and close our daily candle above that range, I do personally project that, we could be making our way back up to the upside to where we were just yesterday. But with that said, let's take a look at Moo Deng. So this thing launched in September of last year. So September of last year, went up to $340 million valuation. It retraced down to 7 cents. But then this is what happened when Coinbase and everything came on board. Look at the volume difference. But we have seen a major spike in the volume. I pretty much haven't seen that since December. So if you want to put this into perspective, obviously around this time is where things just went parabolic, for the crypto space. So if you bought this right before Halloween, you saw this thing go up 872%. So that's that. And then after that, obviously things cooled off, market kind of retraced. We did see a major cool off that can happen in a bull market, but things have started to heat up, and Moo Deng is definitely one of the ones that heated up. Literally, if you pick this up just last week, let's say you wanted to accumulate here. If you pick this thing up, you're up 646%. Let that sink in. That's not a small number by any means. And we're just talking this month alone. Obviously, if you put this from April low, of course, we know what happened in April. April 7th was around the lowest, prices for a lot of coins. So if you just take that into consideration, that thing is up 12x, a 12xer. So if you want to put this into perspective, let's say you put $1,000, that's $12,000 right there. Again, obviously, it's not as easy said and done. You need to understand the risk associated to it. But, I'm just giving you an example. If you did accumulate maybe $1,000 worth of Moo Deng around this range, you're up 12x. And I personally think there will be other coins like this that will recover. Meme coins, once again, are proving, to a lot of haters why they're so popular, because, gains like this can be made. Obviously, during, rough times, things can go down really, really fast. And you could literally be sitting at crazy amounts of life-changing gains and at the same time just have that completely wiped out. And this is why you want to lock in profits. Don't listen to the trolls that say it's not good to lock in profits, because meme coins, it's very, very important to lock in profits. But anyhow, if you're looking at this, a 700% increase in just a short span of time in just this month. Is this done? I've seen Pepe do something similar. A lot of people are going to come out and say, this is done, Moo Deng is done. But you would be surprised if Binance comes on board. You never know. This could actually start reaching towards $1 billion valuation or even higher. It never really reached $1 billion valuation. It went up to 70 cents at its all-time high, which was in November. And pretty much after that, that was it. Could this time around be different? Could we actually break out towards the upside? Like I said, there's definitely a chance of that happening, because that only is a 178% move from where we currently are. I've seen it happen with Pepe. So just because of that, I cannot write off any meme coin, because at the end of the day, this all runs off of a demand factor. So you can see this for yourself. It's retesting a major key resistance that we haven't seen since January. And of course, it was an all-time high at one point as well. So if this resistance is able to pop out, guys, I personally think the 32 cents price is next up, which again is a very, very important level to be watching out for Moo Deng. If this is able to break out, I think it could be welcoming, all-time highs after that. But that itself is a 30% increase from where we currently are. That's something that you really want to be looking at this point. The momentum is literally sky high. The 24-hour trading volume doesn't seem to be slowing down. And I personally think this resistance needs to turn into support. And if the daily candle close somehow gets around this range, obviously a 30% increase is not a small increase by any means, but in terms of a valuation standpoint, Moo Deng actually has a small valuation in this day and age. So anything can happen. Obviously, do expect a little bit of choppy levels around here because this is a key resistance. But if this turns into support, I am personally projecting the 33 cents Moo Deng in the upcoming days ahead of us. Let me know down below what you guys think. Where do you see the price of Moo Deng going? Let me know if you caught this. If so, lock those profits. And I cannot stress this enough. At the end of the day, you guys do what works for you. Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.